Good morning, YouTube. You are watching Brian with BB's Vlogs and Adventures. Today, I'm going to take us to two cemeteries. I know what you're thinking. Brian, I thought you said you were done with cemeteries. I am, but there's been a cemetery that I've been wanting to go to, and then it got brought up to me the other day by one of our subscribers that I know. I'm gonna try to get to it and do a small spirit box. And then there's another cemetery that I was driving back from, that I remember back from my teenage years. That was a very long time ago. But I wanted to go check out because I know the first one that I'm talking about, it doesn't have any fencing around it. Now, back whenever I was a teenager, this other one, it didn't have fencing around it either. But now it does. It looks like it's been cleaned up, and it's more taken care of now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the cemeteries. I want to apologize for my past two videos that I've uploaded. Friday night's video, the one where I took y'all through the cultural district of Fort Worth, I had no idea that I would run into that construction. And I wish I had probably done my research a little better, especially knowing that it's January and the stock show is going on here in Fort Worth. So it makes it kind of hard to do anything. And if I was going to do those, I probably should have done those during the day. And maybe there might be a video where I just kind of go buy them and not use the spirit box. That way you guys can kind of see them during the day. I won't do that today because I want to get back in time to watch some football. So I'm hoping that these videos don't take long, because right now my plan is to go get coffee if Starbucks is open. Then I want to go to the cemetery that I know that does not have fences. I want to see if I can get into that cemetery somehow, even if I park my car across the street or something and walk myself over there. And then 3, I want to take us to Hearst and see if I can at least, I don't really want to get in it because I'll tell you more about that part later. But I wouldn't mind walking around the cemetery just to see if I couldn't get any spirit box action out of the spirit box. So this is a small journey, but today I'm a little bit more happier because I have good hopes for iced coffee. 1. 2, I get to get out during the day with you guys, where you guys will see something. It's been a while. We also might talk a little bit about the channel and where I'm going with it, because there's going to be some stuff that's added to it, and I don't know how to go about doing it, and don't know if others would subscribe. If not, just leave it on this. Anyways, I'm rambling on. I'm getting to the point to where I need to go see about getting that coffee. So come along for the journey and let's see what we got for today. Have you ever had that moment that you see in the movies all the time where it's hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah? It's going on through my mind because I get to taste my coffee with you. Oh, yes! I know that one sounded weird, but I've actually not had a coffee for 2 whole days. Let's go! So, here's the cemetery. The grounds work on the cemetery. See, I'm not going to go very far into it or anything. I may go to about midway if I can find my way to do this. But this is the cemetery. I'll let you guys know what's going on here in a minute, but I'm gonna drive around here as soon as this light turns green. I want to keep talking to y'all, but this light could take a little bit, I don't know. So I'm driving even further around it. It's a rather large cemetery, I would suppose. And I guess there's a way into the cemetery. You know what, let me see if I can turn myself back around. This is a very old cemetery. Very old. My dad actually had a friend who was buried here. From my understanding of it, hey, I didn't realize it went this far back. But from my understanding of it was this is where a lot of African Americans were buried, and people that couldn't afford burials. Some of them can get burial grounds here. Look at some of those headstones over here. I didn't know it went this far back. This is interesting. I did not know this. Well, I tell you what, this is always, when I drive by it, it's always been one of the most creepiest cemeteries I've ever looked at. And then I've always wondered, why is there no fence for this? So, and just so everybody knows, just in case we kind of get a little lucky here, the name of my dad's friend was, what's his name? George Prebble. Ugh. I want to do something real quick. No, this is some bad filming, but I didn't see this until just now. What is that dead thing sitting right there? Looks like a dead possum, I think. Oh, who knows? I also want to go a little bit further and actually see what this is. A little sweater or a blanket. Well, on this one here, I'm not going to do too much walking around. I didn't plan on doing any walking around unless I felt the need to. I may do a little bit just to see if I can actually get a name of something, but I'm going to go more up towards this tree and park up here and actually start a spirit box. Okay, so I'm about to start the spirit box session, and all I'm going to do here is actually just see if I can get anything as far as a name and visit that grave. I mean, these seem like lonely graves. They seem like very lonely graves. So I'm going to do a spirit box session, and I'll even try to ask if there's a George Pribble that's out here. Okay, so here we go. Hello, my name is Brian. I'm here at your home, and I mean no harm. I would like to know your story. And I'm looking for an old friend of the family named George Pribble. I'm gonna Is there a nanny more? Lily Henderson? I swear that just said something Lily, like as if a guy was saying it. My name is Brian. I'm just company. I know that the spirit box just asked me, who is it? Is there an Alice Franklin? A Wiley Wood? A Leslie Greason. See, that was nice out there. Can y'all tell me who's buried out in that direction? Is there anybody's grave that you would like me to look for? Say your name. Johnson. I am getting so... See how much the spirit box session I get? And now I have nothing for some reason. But it goes crazy. I have a David Ellison. Henry Everett. Grant Sanders. Springwood. Amy Juanita Reese. Jeffrey. George Pribble. W.D. Kirkpatrick. Albert O'Neill. Mamie O'Miller. Mamie E. Jones. David Washington. Clarence Melton. Charles Oscar Wallace. Helen Wallace. Anybody from the name Crawford? How about Willie Wright? Fred D. Kavanaugh. I see somebody buried in the 80s. Jeffrey. Collie Mandy Orr. Sully and Aubrey Kennard. Okay, I'm gonna end the spirit box now. I don't know if I got anybody's name. I didn't quite hear it. I might have been a little bit too talkative myself. Alright, so, hey, just so everybody knows, this is your home. I'm your guest. You must stay here. Alright, this is where I tell you guys goodbye. Rest in peace here. I know it's hard. They should put up a fence around here. So as I sit across the street here, across from the cemetery, they do have a marker. There's no way of reading that marker unless I was sitting in traffic and sitting right next to it on the passenger side. Or I walked over there. And honestly, I have no care to walk over there. But I will tell you this. As it gets warmer around the first part of April, if I get 25 likes, I will do an 8-hour overnight challenge at the cemetery. I will come out here about 11 o'clock 11 o'clock at night and stay till about 7 o'clock in the morning. But honestly, I did research on this. I can see it on the maps, on Google Maps, that there is a cemetery here. The name of this is People's Burial Park. And that's all the information I get. The latest burials here that I saw as I was driving through, of course, there's a lot of graves. This is actually a larger graveyard than what I thought. And I've been by here many of times. Like I said, I wish I had more information on this one cemetery, but I don't. It's sad because most cemeteries I go around, they have fences. Now the next one I'm going to take you to, I've already done a little bit of a research as far as driving to it the other night. It used to not have a fence around it, but now it does. I don't know if I've already said that. It looks like it's well kept up now too. But that one I do have a little bit of a story to, but it's not a very big cemetery at all. So we're going to stand here. I'm going to show a picture of the marker. And let's just soak it in for a second. So one of the reasons why I like to sit there and actually just show that cemetery, or it's not really why I do it all the time, but why I did it on this one, where I just wanted to sit there and soak it up, was it really gave me a chance to do a prayer, because it's important to do prayers after doing spirit box sessions. That way you don't have anything follow you home. And for some reason, I really had, I don't know if it was a heavy heart, but there was something in the pit of my stomach that just did not feel right. Like I said, I will still do that challenge if I get 25 likes on it. To me, I think that's a sad cemetery. It's a very sad cemetery because they need to clean it up. I mean, I don't care how old, long, I don't care who these people are. They deserve more respect than that. I don't care if they were poor. I don't care if they were African American. everybody deserves their rest in peace. And to do that, I think it should be gated off. Now, do I think all cemeteries should be gated off and locked at night where people can't get in? No, not necessarily. I don't. I mean, I do in a certain type of way, because I don't know if somebody's going out to these places and actually trying to dig up graves. I mean, I'm not out there trying to do that. I'm just trying to get into the paranormal world of actually talking to these spirits. So we're off to this other cemetery I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so I'm at the next cemetery I told y'all I was going to bring y'all to. I'm actually going to walk around the cemetery to see if I can get any kind of spirit box action going on. So let me give you a little rundown as far as the notes I have on it, because I didn't know very much about it. Now, whenever I was a kid, they used to not have the fencing around, and now you have to legitimately call the Hearst Parks Division to be able to reserve a time to actually come in here. I've never heard of that before, but anyways, this is what you call Post Oak Park Cemetery. It is located in the southwest of Hearst, Texas. The address of it is 1301 Cardinal Lane. It is located on 2.4 acres of land and contains 2 historical markers. The cemetery functions as open space that provides respite the hustle and bustle of our lives. It is a place of reflection where all citizens may benefit from the peace and calm provided by the right settings. Historic cemeteries have added values as places as culture, interest, and education. That's why it's weird that they would actually lock that up. If it's something educational, why not open it up? And culture, interest, I mean, that's where I've taken you guys to cemeteries before. I'm confused with that. The Post Oak Parker Cemetery is a place that combines all of the above. It contains a good stand of trees, many of which are post oaks, adding to the historical character of the site. The location is unique, with its elevated location that overlooks Fort Worth, Trinity Valley. It is not a large site with no pathways or benches. Like I said, and it is said that you have to have access, and it shows it on the gate that you have to have access to the Hearst Parks Division. So that's what we have. Now I'm going to walk around and actually do a spirit box session. It doesn't seem like the wind is too bad today, so maybe we'll get something. Okay, my name is Brian. I'm here to kind of visit you guys. I know I'm not inside the cemetery. If for any reason I would like to come inside the cemetery, I will give the city of Hearst a call and see if I can actually come here. But I am going to start the spirit box to see if I can communicate with any of you. I see a Duke Parker, the mother, Mary Holt Parker, Robert Lee Parker, Judy Parker Thomas, 1955 death date, 1908 death date, 1942 death date, 1953 death date. I see a Parker out in the distance. Is there anybody here that would actually want me to visit them? If so, say your name. There. Walking on all these leaves. Did you say flag? Y'all need a flag, don't y'all? FedEx. Somebody mail something over to the deceased? Whose mail is that? I don't see too many graves out here. I see a grave out there. We got another lock here. Are y'all glad this place is locked up? Because it wasn't locked up whenever I was a kid. Some of y'all have actually known me whenever I was a kid. There's not much room I can walk down through that, so. I don't see no graves on this side of the park. Well, I see little headstones out there, but I can't read them. So I'm gonna turn y'all off. See, I'll have to go back to the video to see if I can understand anything. So, okay. That's about all this cemetery has to offer, really. I've been inside this cemetery whenever I was a kid because there used to be no fence. It's interesting. Okay, so I guess for the last thing that I want to talk about is the content. As I told y'all, I thought I was pretty much done with cemeteries, and I am. I mean, I just wanted to check these two out because I hadn't heard anything about them really. And we'll drive back around to the other cemetery. But I want to talk about some more things that are going to come up. As everyone that knows me, I like to play blackjack. I did this all year last year. Well, from November 2020 to November 2021. So I actually did pretty good last year, and it was good enough to where I actually one time had to sit down and wait for the pit to open up at WinStar and actually put $100 bill into a slot machine, push the button a few times, and won a hand pay. And what that did to me was made me W2G. I don't care to be paying taxes on my gambling wins and losses. But what I do have to do is go over to WinStar and get my win-loss statement last year, because I want to see if there's any way that I can cancel out those winnings. I'll have to file them on my taxes, but cancel out the winnings and not have to pay taxes for that hand pay I won on that slot machine. So I told myself after my trip in Vegas that I was going to take a break from my blackjack. And, you know, to do something like this, you really have to have a lot of self-control. Even as much as I'm itching to go back to a casino and play blackjack, I can't seem to actually, or I can do it if I really wanted to, but I've yet to actually do it. And the reason being is because I'm keeping my word to myself. I told myself February 1st I'll start looking back into it. Whenever I'm doing vlogs and I go into casinos like this, being that I play blackjack, you can't video blackjack or table games inside of a casino or they will kick you out. So I will respect that. Look at this traffic. But what I can do is take you guys with me, especially seeing that it's a 45-minute drive. Talk to you guys, tell you guys some of the situations that I may have been in during the casino afterwards, and such things like that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably after the Super Bowl, because I'm a hardcore football fan. That's the reason why I'm already missing one playoff game today, and I'll definitely be home for the Cowboy game that's at 3:30 this afternoon. What I'm wanting to do is get back into it and go once a week, and then see how that does for a month or two, and see if we can step up any kind of content with blackjack. Somebody's told me that they would like me to do like some blackjack tutorials and stuff like that. A lot of you guys know what I do, but then a lot of you don't know how to actually play the game of blackjack the proper way. I mean, there is a proper way to play blackjack and there is not a proper way to play blackjack. So with that said, I just wanted to let you guys know what I was kind of thinking. So I'm on my way home. I know this weekend has been kind of tough on the content as far as it being very interesting. I guess today would be the most interesting, especially being that it was the day. The least I can do is bring you guys a video every once in a while. I know you guys want to see my pretty face. So I've gotten hungry and I'm still missing out on some football. I want to get back, so I'm going to go ahead and take a beeline home. I've noticed that I did get a couple of extra subscribers that I know that I really haven't asked face to face, like as if I know them. Like maybe somebody shared the content. I don't know who you are. A lot of people are now set as private as far as knowing who your subscribers are. So with that said, it's time to actually please ask you guys for your subscription. It's free. The like on the videos would be perfect. Thank you if you do that. Leave comments down below, share with your friends. I'd like to get a lot more subscribers and a lot more content going for you guys that everyone would like. I know I can't please everybody, and I'm okay with that. So always remember, I am very thankful for whoever does that for me, because you never know what you're going to find on this channel. You never know what I'm going to come up with. I'm always thinking outside the box. With that said, it's time to put you guys in the dark. But whatever you do, remember this. Don't let the booger man get you.